welcome back. Another day, another vlog. Great to see you all and to speak to you all out there in podcast land. Don't want to forget, definitely don't forget you guys. It's great to have everyone's support, no matter where you are or how you listen or see or drop past. It's all muchly appreciated. Big show, big weekend. Lots happening, lots to talk about. If you haven't already seen the latest video, that's up and live. It's was it Shooting Stars and Milky Way Dreaming. Come together pretty well. I'm pretty happy how it actually turned out. I was worried about it. I had to really push hard to get through over the weekend. We got there, and yeah, look, I think it came up really nice. And I think you'll be. Make sure you do, when you do watch it, check out the shot where I've got the. Well, I don't know what they are. Look like shooting stars or whatever, but they're moving, so it's pretty funky. We did see a lot of shooting stars that night. I seen at least two. One really vibrant fireball going through the sky, and Benny seen a couple as well. And I'm pretty sure I caught. Well, I don't know what I've caught, but you'll be able to see it in the photo. You might be able to give me. I think it's probably just like meteorites or bits of debris just coming through the atmosphere that I've been able to capture. So I thought it was pretty cool. Looks pretty funky. I checked the lens and that after it, and the photos after it, and there's nothing there. So it's not dirt or dust or crap or bugs that I could think of. It's definitely up in the. Well, it looks like it's up there. So yeah, so that was pretty cool. And so go check out that video. Ended up pretty nice. I did the pano at the end. I sort of was. If you do watch it, forgive me for that. I tried to put some notes in. I just couldn't get it in there. But yeah, for some reason, I thought I had it. I did two lots of these panos, and I would, from my memory, I had them spot the dog, and for some reason they're just a tad out of focus. The stars. I don't know what's going on there because I had it set up. I had everything right. Did everything I normally do, and all the other photos I did that night, no dramas, all in focus. So it was a little bit strange. So anyway, but the video worked out really well. I know Benny had a great night. I seen some of the photos he did, and look, they come out really well. He was pretty wrapped with it. It was a great bit of fun and sort of good to catch up and see him. So it was good. But now going to move into the next project. More. It's always work. You finish one, you finally get that satisfaction of. And I think it's probably a movie directors or producers, and I'm sure they all get it. Is when you finish that project and that satisfaction when you press upload or it finishes uploading and you send it out to see the world and it's your creation and you sort of go, just hope everyone enjoys it, which is what it's all about. Just putting out what you enjoy, and then hopefully the people that watch it enjoy it. And then it's like, right, that's done. Let's do some more. So it's all that sort of gets built up. It's like going on holidays, I guess. You go on a holiday, and I think and I've done a lot of holidays. I've been lucky, very lucky to travel the world, thanks to baseball and just travel. And I think the most exciting part is planning the holiday and the build up the weeks and months before the holiday, working out where you're going to go, what you want to do, what's in that area, going researching all the places. Well, I do anyway. I'm a bit of a OCD freak in that regards for my travel. I'm a bit of a plan, and I know exactly what I want to do and what's in that area and how do I get there, and I'd sort of have pretty methodical in that approach. And I think the older I get, the worse I get with that. The OCD kicks in even more. But I think a lot of that is I enjoy that, planning that holiday, learning about the culture, knowing what you're going to be in for, and anticipating what you're going to be able to see, and then getting there, and then when you come home, it's like, oh, rightio. That's the worst part, though, when you get home, and the holidays always go so quick. So I think it's a little bit like that. YouTube, you build up, you plan in your head what you want to do, you do all the research, and but go this spot. I know this moon, the sun, the water and sand or whatever, the waterfalls are going to be. It's going to be good, and then get there, take the photo. Yeah, I got some good photos. Edit them. Yep. Oh, I'm stoked. send it out and go, right, oh, that's awesome, I'm done. Oh, right, what's next? So yeah, but yeah, pretty happy and just keep rolling along. So more to come. I think I've still got a bank there of like 2 or 3 videos I need to get done, and I'll be shooting another one Wednesday morning. So a bit of a hike. So I'm not sure what we'll find this time, but picked a new little canyon to have a look at. So hopefully we find something interesting. But it should be pretty good anyway. Right, I better get in this because there's a crap ton of news. I'm going to lead off with probably one closest to my heart and a bit concerning. If you follow the channel, you know I'm a M50 owner. Very happy. I love the camera. I do have my 1DS as well, which I bought not long ago, which I'm enjoying to play with. It's definitely not as good as the M50. It's a 2012, so it's only 8 years old when they released it. So like 8 years, you don't think is a lot, but this M50, and this is the first version of M50, like just really outperforms that camera. It is a full frame camera. It's a DSLR, but the M50 is amazing. Now the rumors over the weekend on Canon rumors, it's only a CR1, so I guess it's not really. You can take it with a grain of salt, and I'm really banking on that because it was a bit depressing. There was some rumors specs to come out for the M7. We'll start with those. Yeah, okay, not too bad. Not a real lot. Just basically specs, and they're talking about 32 megapixel, which would be the same as the M6, dual pixel autofocus 2, IBIS, a newer version of Digic LSI, and I'm not sure what that LSI, like the M50's Digic 8. I thought it was a Digic X is the new one, so I'm not sure what this LSI. I've got to do a bit more research on that. He's saying a possible cheap EVF, so they might just 2.3 million dots. So nothing exciting there. When you look at, I think, what was it? The Sony. Was it the Sony? I think there's like a 9 million one, and then like even this is for the M7. Don't forget, this is the one that's supposed to be the high end APS-C version to take over from the old 7D series as well. So this is supposed to be the elite. So a cheapo sensor, not a good idea. Dual SD cards, I sort of figured they would. I'm more hopeful that they just give us either a USB-C or a Thunderbolt port so we can just go direct to an SSD portable device. That'll be so much better than having twin SD cards. I'd rather have one SD card as your backup if something happens to your SSD, and then just record everything straight to your SSD at super high speeds, and then you tickety boo. So, and then you can just back up to the card at a compress rate, at a hef rate, or a JPEG or something. So you got like a little back chance. 12 frames per second without autofocus, so that's pretty much useless anyway. So as I said, the specs, and I think you could see by the connotations. I think I got the wrong word there. By the way he was putting the specs up, I don't think he really believed this as well. At Canon, I sort of think they think it's a little bit dodgy as well, and a lot of the specs are a little bit weird. 4K 24 to 60, and they're saying all APS-C sensor sampling. So that's not really that's 4K no crop. It's just full sensor sampling. So does that mean it's no crop or no? Yeah, so not super clear. As I say, and these are just rumors. There's a few that have gone out and pumped it out as, this is a strong rumor. He has only put it as a CO1. He's pretty accurate with his levels of what is and isn't actual decent rumor. If he's only put it as a 1, I think there's a fair bit of room to change. So again, you'll find out why I'm hopeful about that. 1080 at 120 frames a second, but this could, at 120 frames, it could overheat. That's not good in any man's language. So yeah, a little bit strange in the specs. A C-Log, and then having said C-Log, he's also said that it's C-Log just for marketing. So that's not good. We really want C-Log 3 in there. If you're going to be paying a high performance money, you definitely want the high performance stuff. Otherwise, no one's going to buy it. Why would you? Just keep the M50 I got, which does a great job. And the last spec, $1,600 US. what? That's 2,200 US dollars, 2,200 Australian. That's a fair bit of coin. That's like EOS R money. Second, you can get a used EOS R for that. You will want to be really going well if this thing's not that good. So specs, look, it's not ideal whatsoever. I think this is a little bit of a guesstimate. Hopefully, there's a lot of things in there that are going to change and be a little bit better suited. As I said, my biggest hope is that SSD. Nothing about weather sealing or weather proofing is going to be similar to a 1DX or a 1 series like the 1DS. You get a body like this, that's a high end camera. I have complete faith. Whatever conditions, dust, weather, rain, snow, I can take this out, and I know this thing's going to come home and still work. So they're beasts. If I can buy that for $250 after 8 years, and you want $2,000 for a camera that's nowhere near that, your value of it's going to drop off dramatically. So a little bit scary. Now, the other part of the rumor that Canon rumors were saying is not the possibility. The rumor is basically that Canon's going to kill off EOS M range completely in 2021, as early as 2021. So that's no more new lenses, no more new cameras. Whatever camera they release, this is the last one of the APS-C size. If you want a mirrorless camera, you have to buy an RF friggin' camera. Like, that's just absolute insanity. I can't see that happening. I'm fingers crossed, legs crossed, everything crossed that this is just a bit of a piss take, because I think the RP brand new, you're looking at $1,800, $19, nearly $2,000 Australian just for the base, for the body. And then your R's probably 2.5. Then you're going up to an R6 and an R5 at 5, 6, 7 grand. The R5's $7,000 here in Australia, and the R6 is like $4,000 or $5,000 just for the body. Then you got to buy the lenses. You can adapt, obviously, old if you've got EF lenses, but if we've got M, well, none of us have got EF lenses unless you've got some that you're already adapting, which you really don't need at the moment. So, like, you've got to buy a whole new body for start off price at 2,000, and then 2, maybe 3 lenses at least 1,000. Worst case, $1,000 each. There's another 3,000. So you're looking at $5,000. No entry level person's gonna pay that. You'd have to be off your friggin' nana. Yeah, look, I hope and pray that especially that part of the rumor, the M7, I'm not really focused on that anymore. I was super excited about it. Now I'm more concerned with, is Canon Cripple Hammer going to come and just smash us all in the face and destroy a system that I'm really enjoying and love shooting with? And it's their biggest seller, so I just can't see it happening, and I hope it doesn't. So fingers crossed, everyone. Otherwise, I think Canon will be getting a nasty letter from me. I think if it went that way and they killed it off, instead of me investing in more Canon stuff, I think I'd just go to Sony. Like, video-wise, most of my stuff, I'll probably able to get a second-hand A7R4, and I can save up and get an A7 III monster video killer, which is even cheaper than the R5 anyway. So, like, I think then it'll be all Sony. You just go that way, or find another solution, or go to Fuji. Fuji's heaps cheaper, and it's got the better colors. So yeah, it's a tricky one. Very interesting, and we'll find out what happens there. Now, Sony Alpha rumors, and having said that, let's talk about the Sony side. Sony Alpha rumors, mid-September release, compact, full frame, mirrorless entry-level camera. Now, the entry-level with a grain of salt here, because we'll talk about it in a sec. They're looking at creating a new vloggers range. So, like, this is where the M50 sits in that vloggers, us YouTubers and all that, the content creators that are doing photography and video and all the fun stuff. Well, they're bringing out the whole line of products aimed straight at us. Its price is going to be above the A7 III, so that's $2,000 US, 2,700 Australian. So again, when they said entry level, that's not really entry level. That's big bucks. You could definitely go and get an EOS R for that. So it's a little bit strange on that side. Again, this is not all confirmed. Sony Alpha's been is generally a little bit off on its predictions. So it'll be interesting to see that price. That price could really make or break this camera. 24 megapixel sensor, 3-inch LED, articulated. They're saying the body size should be the same as A6600 or around about there. Same battery as the A7 III. It's going to have USB-C, so that's good. One SD card, mic in and out, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So pretty sort of standard package in regards to most of the other specs. None of the specs on what it can do, what if it's got 4K, what it's at, 120, 240 frames, 480, anything like that. But mid-September we should find out about that. So Sony seems to be trying to attack this bracket. That price is definitely not the bracket we're at entry level. No one's starting at $2,000 for a camera. I find that hard to believe. So that's going to be an interesting camera, and I think that from that market we'll be able to see sort of where the camera companies are sort of heading towards and what they want to do. Now, look, also over the weekend, some super sad news. You've probably already seen it. It's over everywhere. Look, if you haven't ever seen, if you're not a comic book, I've collected comics since I was a kid. I've got a massive comic collection that I want to pass on to Jack when he's older, so he gets the same enjoyment out of them. I could probably sell them and get a bit of money, but I'd rather give them to him because I guess you don't get to see all those really old, good condition comics anymore. So, and they're worth a big pack of wallets, cooked, big pack of cash now. So yeah, but look, Black Panther, massive movie. Chadwick Boseman, awesome, did a fantastic job in that. Made a film, broke $1 billion, I think, for Barris. So that was amazing. But one of the best films before that I was a big fan of his was when he portrayed Jackie Robinson. I'm a baseballer, I have been my whole life. Jackie Robinson, he's like just an idol of most baseballers. We all know how amazing he was. And he did a great job when he did that movie 42. So, look, terrible news. Amazing that he 4 years or something, they said he'd been fighting with this cancer and just not even showing it. Yeah, like that's how strong is a person like that. Sort of not just what he's done in his arts, but just the strength of character to just not whinge and complain, or he could have easily given up a long time ago. He obviously was made of sterner stuff and a pretty solid dude, and to come out and just keep fighting and put on a brave face every day, smile in front of the media, and yeah, terrible news, and yeah, lots of love to all his family and friends. I'm sure they're going through a terrible time at the moment. A lot of people hurt by that one, so very sad. Now, LG, COVID-wise, LG has releasing an electric face mask. It's got a built-in HEPA filter with a UV light to also smash bacteria. Obviously, no stats or specs on what it can do with COVID, but basically it's pointing towards that direction. 8 hours battery life, so great for travel and if you've got to go to work and come home and in lots of people. So look, they're heading towards that market. They're trying to. It'd be crazy if you didn't as a business. There's probably unfortunately there's a lot of money to be made in diseases, and look, this is another one of those items that is something different and a bit funky. I didn't get the cost wise of it, but I just thought it was a little bit of something in there something different. Canon C70 cinema camera photo leaked, and yeah, wow, that is pretty funky. If you haven't already seen it, it's tiny. It is literally probably double the width of the 1DS in thickness. Basically like a little square box. This entry level cinema camera, amazing bit of kit, very cool. Looks cool. It's obviously going to be in the 5,000, 6,000, 8,000. You see 100s around that mark. You'd see 100s, 200s, 300s. It's obviously below that, so it's going to be in the thousands of dollars. But if you're expanding and going up into cinema, well, then here's a great little entry range for you. So here's some leaked photos of it. They're not super crystal clear, but I'm sure we'll hear more as it gets released. Apple's rumored, geez, my English terrible tonight. Apple is rumored to be starting their own search engine. So the rumor is they're going to take on the big boys, Google, and see what they can do. They pay a big packet of money. They get paid a big packet of money from Google in the billions of dollars a year to make Google their priority on their software. Obviously, Apple's thinking, well, if Google's making all this money, why can't we make this money? They're looking for always looking for new revenue streams. A big company, that's what it's all about. It's making cash. So that's going to be an interesting one. How they can do it, it's going to take a long time to get all that data, mine it all, get all that information, so it's easily accessible. How they're going to approach it, how they're going to make it better than Google, because Google's pretty bloody easy. It's pretty awesome too. So they're going to have to come up with some, I guess, some good thinking and some new ways of looking at searching and finding information for people. And it could be the battle of the giants. Amazon just opened its first fresh store. So that's groceries, food, fruit and veg, stuff like that. Now, just like a normal supermarket, really. The biggest difference is it's got fully electronic trolleys. So you take your trolley, you have your Amazon app or whatever system they use, and basically as you take the products off the shelf, put them into your trolley, it'll automatically add it to your bill, and then there's no checkouts. You just walk straight out. See ya. And load in your car, and as soon as you've walked out the store, it'll charge your credit card, which is locked into your Amazon account, and you'll automatically be billed. Won't even have to touch your wallet. Pretty cool, pretty amazing. The stores in LA, they're obviously going to expand. I think they've got about another 4 or 5. They're going to be opening soon around America. But yeah, it's very different. There's a lot of people, and I think employed in supermarkets and start their job career in supermarkets. I think I started as a bagger, checkout bagger. I used to bag shopping for people and then checkout, and then I got into groceries and the general and fruit and veg. I did all that with Coles and Woolworths when I was a teenager. It's a bit scary that whole job segment and all those people that have those jobs, a lot of casual workers, in probably another 5 or 10 years, are probably going to all lose their jobs to computers. So, yeah, there's a lot of things happening in that respect for automation, and yeah, it's going to be tricky to find jobs for those entry level markets. OnePlus Nord, huge success on its release. Sold a heap of phones, getting that cost down, heaps cheaper than the big boys with similar sort of specs. Well, they've just basically announced the release of a new phone, the OnePlus Clover. What a phone! 6,000 milliamp battery, 6.5-inch HD display. So it's not an OLED, just HD. It's got a Snapdragon 460, so it's nowhere near the top of the range chip. 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gig of storage. It'll have 3 cameras, 13 megapixel main and 2 megapixels for the others. $200 US. 6,000 milliamps with a small chip. That thing's going to last you probably 3 or 4 days, I reckon, without chewing up the battery. If you're looking for a cheap entry-level phone, just a phone to use for work or whatever, or away as a backup phone, this one could be the one. What a brilliant idea. I think they're going to really sell heaps of them. That's going to put some pressure on the market, on the phone market, from all these companies like Apple and Samsung selling $2,000, $3,000 mark phones. Someone comes in and smashes them for $200. That's 270 Australian bucks for a brand new phone with, like, the specs are going to be reasonably decent. It's not going to be amazing, but it's going to be still a bloody good phone. So very, very cool. And last one, at least on phones, Sony Xperia 5 M Mark II leaked. This has got a lot of good stuff. 120 hertz screen, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, Snapdragon 865, not the Plus, so the old one. 8 gigabyte of RAM, micro SD expandable, 128 gig of storage, 5G. It's got Zeiss optics, the same as the Xperia 1s, and that has brilliant cameras. I've seen all the stuff on that. I actually looking at that phone as a backup option if these iPhone 12s are crap and they don't fix the iPhoto software, because I still can't upload photos to my freaking iPhoto. It's still a nightmare, Apple. Thanks for never ringing me back. Piss poor effort. 21:9 aspect ratio on that, and a September 17th release on that. 6.1 inch OLED screen. The only difference is it won't have time of flight, so that's the one where they can sort of set the 3D map your room and all that sort of stuff. So for your AR, augmented reality stuff. And a 4,000 milliamp battery, so that's going to be a good phone, and going to be a little bit cheaper than your X1, which your Xperia 1, which is a really, really nice phone, but it's in the $2,000 range. This is probably going to be around the 1,500 mark, and has some really good features, and those cameras are tickety boo from Sony, so very, very cool. Rightio, that's huge show from Monday. As just out of the blue, one of those normally weekends, as we've many times I've had to struggle to find stuff. I just stopped looking. I think I had the afternoon off and stopped looking for stuff because I just had that much there. I was going to run out of time. So a great day, lots happening there. Again, look, if you're as sad as I am about hearing that news about the M series, let's fingers crossed. It's only a CR1. Let's hope it's been a mistake. There's we sometimes get rumors out there that aren't anywhere near factual, and this is one I'm definitely hoping is nowhere near factual. But yeah, anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm sure we'll hear about it soon. Canon Rumors is pretty good at backing stuff up. He did say he's get some more to come shortly, so as soon as he can get some more details, I'm sure he'll spread it out to us all. Rightio, I'll see you all again tomorrow. Have a great night. Have a good sleep. If you've just started to work today in the US, have a great day on this Monday. Keep a smile on your face. Rightio. If you're not going that way, I'll catch you tomorrow. See you soon. Peace.